Hey everybody, today we are filming an episode outside, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. And today is just a vinyl update with a few other stuff I got, kind of like a vinyl haul. But I will say, this episode has kind of a special theme. It's basically just all Alessandro Cortini records. So, some of you may have seen about a year ago or a year and a half ago, I did actually it's been about a year now, what am I saying? Because I did it right on my birthday. I did an interview with a gentleman named Justin Snow out in Salem, Mass, who is a DJ, or like a radio DJ, who does really cool, eclectic, eccentric type music on antigravitybunny.com. He was selling off his record collection, and I knew he was also a fan of Alessandro Cortini, and I basically messaged him. I was like, sell all of your Cortini to me, and he did. And it shipped wicked fast because he is awesome. So yeah. Sorry, I was just staring at an ant on my porch. I love being outside. Despite everything I'm into, I really love the sunshine and brightness and warmth, and I'm happy to be outside. And I kind of wish I filmed a little bit earlier in the day because the lighting is like bright in some parts and dark in others. But it's wicked nice out. It's so nice out. But I hope everyone is doing okay, the best they can, staying strong for others, staying strong for communities, just being good to each other and doing the best you can to do the right thing. That's all I gotta say, and let's try to bring some positivity. And always remember, the human spirit is fucking amazing, and everyone and humans, when they get together, can overcome anything. People underestimate how strong people are, and it's kind of insane. People are so strong. But yeah, anyway, so let's talk about some of these records. So Alessandro Cortini is probably, I know I've talked about him on my channel before, he's probably my favorite ambient artist. I just love the music he makes. I love his approach. It's so engaging. It's so like beautiful and amazing, and I can't get over it. And I have a lot of strong memories to it. Let's see if I can pull out the one. I only owned one of his records previously for this. This is actually one of the first 3 records I ever bought. This is Alessandro Cortini's Avanti. You can see that there. And I think this was put out on his own label, the Point of Departure Recording Company, but there's also that. And it kind of looks like that says Played Again Sam. I don't know what I'm talking about. Which Played Again Sam Records is wicked good. You should check them out. But yeah, this cover, the music, I fell in love, and I've always been searching for ambient music that sounds just like this. I would still suggest this, like if you want to get into Alessandro Cortini, this would probably be my album I would suggest to get into. A lot of these are Italian. The song Perdandere is just insanely good. It changed everything I wanted in ambient music when I heard this. And oh, it's a motorcycle. This cover right here, so when I first started really listening to this album, I was living actually at a shelter, and it was a big nor'easter that was going on for a few days, and I had to go to work every day to the train station, and I literally had an umbrella, and I was like 4 a.m. and I was listening to this, and I was walking through, and it literally looked like this. I was this person listening to this. It's kind of insane how much I related to this, even down to the cover. It was great. It kept me going. But yeah, so that's one I already owned. So let's take a look at what Justin sent me. He gave me a very good deal too, and some of these aren't even opened. It's kind of insane. And some of these are off of some of my favorite labels. So the first one is a split with someone you might all recognize. Here is Alessandro Cortini and Merzbow. Oh yeah. As you'll see too from the labels, Merzbow too gets around, but Alessandro Cortini gets around, especially a lot with like the kind of noise industrial scene, even though his music himself inherently isn't. It's just really well made. If I had to describe it, it's just very It's a lot like that cover. You kind of sound like it, or you're walking through like the forest or woods, or like the rain in a city. It's hard to explain. It's kind of more on the droney side of ambient, but there's a lot of kind of feedback noise, but it's very pretty. This, excuse me, this one is pure like very immaculate, clean sounding noise. This is great. Here's the back. Yeah, this is a double LP. I didn't even realize this is a double LP. I guess this is kind of a long album. This was put out on Important Records, which Important Records puts out a lot of his stuff, and Merzbow, and other really cool stuff that you should check out. If you don't know Imprec, which it's usually shortened to, yeah, there we go, Imprec. Important Records is a label that should be on your radar, and it's good. They have sales frequently too. Sometimes their stuff is a little kinda overpriced, but I believe they give like most of it to the artists, or they do a really good job giving money to artists. So yeah, like I said, that one is kind of just straight up typical. I don't want to say typical, but it is like the Merzbow sound. And you can definitely hear Cortani's elements in it too. Very feedbacky, but it sounds very clean. I could definitely see someone who wants to kind of get more into like the harsher noise stuff or noise. They could definitely check that out. That would be a good entry into it. I don't know if it actually has a name itself. I think it is just called Alessandro Cortini and Merzbow. Alright. Here's one I actually haven't heard. Another one, and another really well-known and popular label. This is Alessandro Cortini and Risveglio. I'm sure the Italians will come out again and yell at me. It's kind of weird. I listen to a lot of Italian musics, but I think the most complaints I've got on my channel is from Italian people and my pronunciation. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I'm awful. I only know English and a good amount of Japanese and very poor French. One day I'll know Italian. I like it, but Russian comes first. Yeah, so this is on Hospital Productions, because there's a label just called Hospital. And Hospital is run by Purian. So, yeah, Hospital is good for a lot of modern, dark ambient, industrial noise stuff. It has this very unique sound, like noisy. It's like dark ambient, but noisy, a lot of stuff. I mean, if you like Purian, you kind of know what you're getting with Hospital Productions. They put out stuff like the Skin Crime box set too, I believe. So definitely check them out. They have a Bandcamp too, which is very good. I don't know this one, but I assume, given the other Hospital record release, it might sound kind of the same, like as in the same style, but good. So we'll have to see how that one sounds. He has quite a few albums, so I have not heard all of it. This was cool too. This is cool that he had this. I really wanted this. This is the Alessandro Cortini and Lawrence English collab. And Lawrence English is another well-known, well-known electronic artist, avant-garde artist. And this is Immediate Horizon. And I like the cover. Let's see if I can show you the cover closer. And Justin took very, very good care of these records. I know if you go on Twitter once in a while, he'll like have eBay postings or updates constantly of stuff, and these are all kept very immaculate and well, very good. Yeah, look at that, love it. It kind of looks like a cross between just like any noise album and like a Jan Deck cover. So yeah, I think this was all live, or there's at least some live work on here. Yeah, it's kind of sporadic, avant-garde instrumentation on both Cortani and Lawrence English ends. Some interesting synths, interesting feedback, interesting sounds. It's pretty engaging. I think it's short too. I think it's only like a half hour. So I would definitely check it out. And I didn't tell you this, but all these albums, I think most of them are on YouTube, so you can listen to them. I know that's kind of like a joke, is like listening to albums on YouTube through your laptop speakers, but I do that fairly often when I check out music, and I have no shame, and I don't care. Yeah, let's keep going. This is a great one. This is also on Hospital. This is Alessandro Cortini and Sonu. Sonu is definitely on the... Ooh, that glare. It's kind of just like nothing too engaging going on though. So, Sonu is a more dark ambient from Cortini with a bit of warm drone put in. It's a very interesting mixture. I guess this is definitely more on his darker stuff, but it's not insanely dark. There's still a good amount of just nice, pretty ambient mixed in with the dark ambient. I really enjoy the third track. I can't think of a lot of the names here because some of them are Italian, and he seems to like to use a lot of the same words for track names, as you'll see in the next 3 albums. But, I mean, these are all worth checking out. So, yeah, Alessandro Cortini and Sonu. And that one's really engaging. I really like that one. I listen to that one often. I wish I could say things other than this album's good, check it out, but I mean, that's what I'm here for, okay? So these 3 albums are all related, and these are all on Prak. These are his, I believe this is the first one. Yeah. These are Alessandro Cortini's Force. This is Force 1, and they all have the same cover, but they're color-coded. And I apologize about the glare, but these are still in their plastic wrap, and I gotta open them. I just got these, so I haven't had a chance to listen to the vinyl versions of these yet, but the vinyl version of Avanti sounds insanely clean and very good, so I assume these will sound just as good because Prak puts out really great issues and stuff, and so does Hospital. Hospital once in a while be like, what is this? But you know, that's what happens with noise. But Prak is been very good. I think the best label, again, talking about my favorite Dark Entries, they have like some of the cleanest records I've heard out of any records. You will never have a problem with them. Let's see. I will actually read the nice little hype sticker here. Hopefully this gives you a glance about it. I will say, this is probably my favorite out of the 3 Forces. And the second track on this record is one of my all-time just favorite tracks in general, the Carta. I need more ambient that sounds like this. It's so good. It's just so pretty and ethereal, and I don't know, it just makes you like fantasize about good stuff. Like like when I listen to this stuff, especially tracks like this, I just fantasize kind of just being in days like this and just walking and imagining and daydreaming. Just, you know, kind of walking through a city while it's rainy, but I feel very happy. That's, if that makes sense, that's what I think. I don't know. A lot of my happy feelings are connected to like the city and just being happy and by myself and independent, but that's me. I fantasize a lot. Alright, so to the hype sticker. Force is the first release in a 3-part series of double LPs from Alessandro Cortini. Oh yeah, and it says here, How to Destroy Angels and 9 Inch Nails, which I won't lie, I do enjoy 9 Inch Nails, but I don't know a lot about Trent's work beyond after like the With Teeth era, and I've never listened to How to Destroy Angels because I don't want to listen to a band that rips off a Coil name. No, I'm just kidding. I've heard lackluster things, but some people say his new stuff's good too. I do like the Social Network soundtrack, but I'm saying that because I didn't know Alessandro Cortini was involved with them. So that's very interesting. All pieces were written and performed live on a Bucciala music easel in the span of 1 month. I found that the linked array of modules that the instrument offers sparked my creativity. Most pieces consist of a repeating chord progression where the real change happens at a spectral dynamic level as opposed to the harmonic chordal one. I believe that the former are just as affected as the latter in the sense that the sonic presentation, distortion, filtering, wave shaping, etc. are just as expressive as a chord change or chord type and often reinforce said chord progressions. There's a whole bunch of other junk, but I won't bore you any longer. It's good. I think next to Avante, I also think if you want to get into his work, that this is a really, really great starting point. Force 1. I could be pronouncing that wrong. It's like, oh, you can't see that. It's like Forse 1. That second track, though, if anything, the track is called Carta, and you gotta hear it. So much joy. And here is the the second one, yes. The last track on that, the second to last track, is good. There's actually kind of a weird theme in these. I seem to really enjoy all the second tracks and second to last tracks in all three of these, which is really funny. The third track on this one is really good too. Again, this is more, I'm trying to think what to compare it to, but there's not a lot of ambient I compare it to. It's very synthy. I feel like some ambient sounds have more natural sounds, music concrete sounds. Some of them are, they just use a lot less like the synth right in the front and more just like, you know, ambient sounds, like soft sounds. But you definitely feel the synth in these. It's very bleepy and drony. Yeah. This one, I'm trying to think. I think this was kind of the weakest in all three, but doesn't mean that it's bad. It's good. Definitely check it out. Yeah, Minta is a really good track, and Salta, which are like the two tracks before the last one. So yeah, that is Force 2. And then finally, we have the third one, Force 3, and it's purple. So this one, I can't say, it reminds me of a lot of like Muslim gauze in a way. Just the very interesting kind of fun, bleepy, ambient, sometimes borderline feedbacky industrial. Nothing harsh though. Yeah, you notice the first one doesn't have as much like the feedback sound, and the second one kind of has more, and this one has the most. That's probably why it reminds me so much of Muslim gauze. I love the last track on this, which I don't know, and I don't feel like opening till, I'll look. I'll give you a name. Bestia. B-E-S-T-I-A. Bestia. But, I mean, just listen. I'm a big believer in listening to full albums, so just listen to all these. You'll feel like you're dreaming. I really feel like that. These are definitely dreamy and ethereal, is the best I could say. And this one's Muslim Ghazi. If that's a word. I'll make it a word. Okay. So, next, I think I've made it known about my, like, I've finally fallen in love with Blu-rays over this past year, and I want lots of crazy Blu-ray stuff, and another expensive hobby to get into. I bought a lot of stuff from Arrow, and my package is still sitting almost 2 months later in Chicago, so I'm kind of bummed about that. Hopefully, I get that someday. We'll see. Anyway, here's some recent Blu-rays I got that are amazing. So, first one is The Belladonna of Sadness, and this is a Japanese animation, and this is from 1973. And this is some of the most like trippy, surreal, totally 70s, totally Japanese animation you will see. And the artwork is beautiful. And this is from, and this particular reissue or Blu-ray restoration of this film is from a company called Cinelicious Pix. And they only have a few movies in their catalog, but they have like some 4K like restorations, and they're absolutely stunning and beautiful. This movie looks insane, and I'm so happy. I got one other movie from them too, that this company exists, and I can't wait to see what else they have. They also put out like Bjork's Under the Juniper Tree, and a few other things. I'll link the website down below, and they came with cards based on the artwork, and these are actual stills from the movie. The movie is all kind of like stilted, hand drawn, and animated, and it flows really well. This is so cool. Like, yeah, these are all actual art and scene from the movie. Look how beautiful. This film is beautiful. It's about, you know, a woman who basically, you know, she has a lot of terrible stuff happen to her, and she just wants to protect her husband and make him happy. And it's kind of fortunate because the husband isn't great. And she basically makes pacts with the devils and gains the power of a beautiful witch. And it's pretty awesome. And I brought this book out here because this movie apparently is it even says in the film, it is very loosely based on this book, which is Satanism and Witchcraft by, I think, Jules. Let's see. Blurays Michelet. Yeah, I need to read this. This is very cool. Originally in French, known as La Sorcière. So, I think it's more of like a feminist look at the history of witchcraft, which is great. But yeah, lives up to a name. It is sad, it is melancholy. It's beautiful, it's fun, it's engaging. It's very, it's got a lot of erotic imagery, a lot of beautiful imagery, and I highly suggest it if you just want to like trip out. It was awesome. And then the other one I got from that company is one I haven't seen yet, but I really wanted to watch, and I'm so happy to have this. This is Funeral Parade of Roses, which is another Japanese film. And a key work of the Japanese new wave and of queer cinema, and long unavailable in the US, director Toshio Matsumoto's shattering kaleidoscopic masterpiece is one of the most subversive and intoxicating films of the late 1960s. A headlong dive into a dazzling unseen Tokyo night world of drag queen bars and fabulous divas, fueled by booze, drugs, fuzz guitars, performance art, and black mascara. And Stanley Kubrick cited the film as a direct influence on his own dystopian classic, A Clockwork Orange. So, yeah. If you needed any more reason to watch it, because of this little booklet, and I believe this says Gay Boy on it. Gay Boy. So, very cool art. I can't wait to watch this. I might even watch this after I make this video. And the imagery in the back cover, I think I could show it, is very cool too. So yeah, I've just had this in my letterbox watch list forever, because I mean, obviously it's not just because it's like, you know, Japanese avant-garde film, but you know, it's a very early queer cinema, and you know, it's also just trippy and dystopian and beautiful, and I'm all about it. I mean, look at that. Does that not make you want to watch it? That's awesome. Yes. So, and more Japanese stuff. So I got these, and before I mention these, when it comes to bootleg stuff, growing up, my mom and I bought a lot of bootleg anime that we didn't know was bootleg. We bought a lot of real stuff too. I'm a big believer. I support the industry, like manga and anime, as much as I can. But some stuff just will never come out in America ever. And the particular legitimate box set for this anime is like 500. And you can only get it in Japan. So I do have a bootleg version from a company that does very, very high quality bootlegs of the complete Urusei Yatsura, every episode on Blu-ray. And it's so awesome. Here's volume 2. I'm going to talk about the show because this is currently my anime obsession. It's great. I'm so happy to have this. This is my gift to myself. Birthday coming up. It's like my tax return gift, actually. So very happy to have those. It's a great show. You can watch this off for free. It's very easily available on the 7 Seas. I would highly suggest it. I actually think it's this version too. I think it's the Blu-ray copy, so it looks very good. And last thing I'll show, and this is legitimate, this is from good old Discotheque. This is Mamoru Oshii's Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer. So there are 6 films in the series, 5 or 6, I can't think right now. I haven't seen them all. And this one is probably the most well-known and famous, Beautiful Dreamer, and it's probably just well-known as an anime film in general. So the first, I think up to, I want to say the first 100 episodes, or at least like somewhere high up there, are of the show and this movie. The first 2 movies are directed by Mamoru Oshii, who directed Ghost in the Shell and Pat LaBarre, the movie. And you could definitely feel his influence on this particular film, and I love that cover. And the idea for this film itself was very ahead of its time. Basically, I don't know, I kind of want to spoil it because I went into it dark and I was like, oh, is that what's happening in this film? Basically, I'll say if you're a fan of stuff like Groundhog's Day or just surreal anime in general, because you don't even really need to, you just need to like know the basic synopsis of the series and you can enjoy this film. I would say watch it if you just like anime films in general. This is so good. It is great. And yeah, Awesome, I got all that. So, yes, and I am wearing my Clock Tower shirt. This is a new shirt. I'm so excited. I love Clock Tower. Kuraku Tower. So, yeah, again, stay safe. Thank you all for watching. It means so much. I'll try to put out more video essays and talk about cool stuff. And, yeah. So, see you next time. Bye.